If you want to make instant dreadlocks or maintain frizzy dreadlocks, make sure to pick yourself up a crochet hook from Greatlocs.com. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Greatlocs. I'm Gunther the Gray, and today we're going to be looking at bad kid JaKari's dreadlocks. I'm not sure why these kids are bad, but you guys requested this video, so I'm definitely wanting to make one on it. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and also comment down below who you guys would like to see next on this channel. And make sure to subscribe if you guys are new, because we're dropping dreadlock videos every single week. And it's always good to watch these videos because it's always nice to have someone who has dreadlocks for inspiration. Because let's face it, there's always a point in time during the locking process or getting dreadlocks, or even after you had them for a while, to where you lose that excitement. So it's always good to keep your eyes on some inspiration. But if you already liked the video, let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. Starting off right here, this is when I started to see bad kid JaKari start with the locking process, and he always had some form, or it looked like kind of a nappy style of kind of starting dreadlocks out, which it is very easy to accomplish this by using the dreadlock sponge, or even just simply using a towel and doing the same motion you would be using with the dreadlock sponge itself. But based on the way his hair looks, which before we even talk about anything, let's talk about his hair type being a 4A. So with this hair type being a 4A, his hair is going to lock up quite quickly. Not only that, but he has a lot of methods to choose from in order to get dreadlocks. But one thing I do want to point out is that dreadlock that he has hanging down in the front of his head, because obviously that's the only dreadlock that we see developed during this stage. One thing I do want to point out is how that dreadlock itself really shows the length of his hair and the difference between what the hair looks like outside of dreadlocks and what it would look like inside of dreadlocks. Now, I know a lot of people say that you get shrinkage out of creating dreadlocks, but it really depends on how you look at it, because it's already shrunk as is, considering you have a curl pattern that is shrinking your hair length already. And then when you put it into locks, it actually appears a little bit longer, just like we see right here with bad kid JaKari's hair. So a lot of people do have that question: how much will your hair shrink back during the locking process? And I would honestly say that the hair shrinks about 25%. So say your hair was about 10 inches long and then you decided to get dreadlocks, it would probably end up about 7 to 8 inches long after the locking process. Now, of course, that is if you're doing instant locks. And the reason being is because you instantly lose that hair length. Now, it's not like your hair is getting cut, but you're losing the length visually. So it just appears shorter, but all that hair is within the dreadlock. Now, what's really interesting about his hair, which we'll see in this next photo, we see that he didn't really choose a route of starting dreadlocks. Even from that first photo that we just saw, we see him starting out with probably like what looked to be like a twist lock. So that's him just messing with the hair and locking it up. And obviously it wasn't fully mature, or we would see it in this photo right here. But here we see all of his hair at the same length, and it looks like he's just allowing it to freeform. And with his hair being a 4A, this is what the hair is gonna look like if you just wash the hair and then don't pick it out, don't comb through it, don't do any hairstyles. It's really just going to stand just like this. And if you continue just to wash and allow it to dry, you'll be surprised at how well these will develop. And the thing you'll notice about his hair is that it just constantly progresses, and that's what you want your dreadlocks to do. If you ever feel that your dreadlocks are not progressing, and the best way to notice this is if your hair is going backwards. And I don't mean just simply unraveling, because the fact of the matter is, if your hair is unraveling, that's just part of the locking process, which the locking process is really all about expansion and contraction, which I've talked about that in so many other videos. I'll talk about it briefly right here though. Expansion and contraction is when the hair expands from getting wet or any moisture is on it, or it simply just expands and loosens up. And then contraction is when it tightens down and starts to mature. Now, this isn't something that happens once, this is something that happens frequently, and that is all about the locking process. And you guys have heard me tell you that there's 3 stages of getting dreadlocks. And that is the initial locking, which is starting out with a method, which we see right here with bad kid JaKari, most likely starting out with just freeform. And then the second step is the locking process, which is what I'm talking about here with the expansion and the contraction. And then the third stage is full maturity, which I always give you guys the rule of thumb that full maturity happens at about a year mark. Moving forward, we're able to see that his hair is progressing. Now, I'm not sure how far apart these photos are, but you are able to see the progress. Now, if you were to continue down this route of what his hair is looking like right here, he would definitely have complete freeform dreadlocks. But as time progresses, we see that his dreadlocks are actually laying down. They are more mature. Now, I don't believe he ever did any twisting with gel or anything very maintenance or anything very structured as far as maintenance. But one thing I am pretty convinced of is that he did some form of separation, because with the route that his hair was going down, he definitely would have had more congos, which I'm not sure if he does have any congos. It doesn't appear that he does. Although his dreadlocks are pretty, kind of messy for the lack of better words, they still have that freeform-like kind of style. But at the same time, with his hair being a 4A, and if he were to continue doing strictly freeform, he would have way more combinations. Here's another example. We see that he has single dreadlocks. I don't hardly see any congos, if there are any, on there. Although we do see that his roots are very grown out and not very maintained. And as far as I've seen, I've never seen his dreadlocks fully maintained. But I will say that it's going to be really interesting if he does get them retwisted. I think it's going to look really good, especially considering how many dreadlocks he actually has. In this last photo, it gives us a great representation of what his hair is looking like. And I truly believe that he's just allowing his hair to freely form along with separation. Because I honestly think if he were to go completely freeform, he would have way more congos and we would see way more thicker dreadlocks, especially considering his hair type being a 4A. If it was tighter like a 4B or a 4C, then I would have more of a reason of the separation and how skinny the dreadlocks are and them not combining. But all of you know, because I've said it over and over and over again, that if you're freeforming, skinny dreadlocks always find a thicker dreadlock to combine themselves with. So there's one of two things that are happening here. His hair either isn't mature enough to get to the point of creating congos, or he's doing separation just like I said. Because to my knowledge, he's had these for quite some time. So I am leaning more towards him actually doing some sort of separation, although his dreadlocks do look completely freeform. And that's the beautiful thing about doing freeform with separation, because you still get that freeform look, but then you have all of your dreadlocks single. Although they are different sizes, all of them are relatively the same size. But you guys, comment down below what you think about Bad Kid JaKari's dreadlocks, and also comment down below who you guys would like to see next. And one thing I really hope to see in the future is him actually maintaining them all the way down to the root. I think that's going to be really cool, especially considering the way his dreadlocks look now. Now, of course, freeform dreadlocks would look really cool as well, but I think it would be interesting to see how well maintained his dreadlocks would look if he were to maintain them. But you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Also, like I said earlier, comment down below who you guys would like to see next. Other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Visit Greatlocs.com to save time and money on your dreadlocks. The Greatlocs crochet hook is perfect for making instant dreadlocks and maintaining frizz. The Greatlocs interlock tool is made perfect to tame your new growth. And you can get both these tools now either separately or get them together in the locking bundle. Want to learn how to instantly lock up your own hair or become a loctician and make money while locking up others' hair? Join the Greatlocs Masterclass now on sale for only half the price. Or you can take the Dreadlock School class now for only $20. Click the link in the description to shop now.